So in this video, we're going to continue topic 3.4, derivatives of inverse trig functions. And I'm going to look at example 2a here. I'm going to do example 2 two different ways. So you can see two different ways you can accomplish this. I'm going to do the long form first. So to do the long form, what I'm really doing is I'm going to redo this by saying it's y equals arcsine of 2x. Then I am going to go ahead and I'm going to get rid of the arcsine by taking the sine of both sides, just like we did in that first example. So we know sine and arcsine or sine inverse would cancel. So we end up with sine of y equals 2x. Now I am going to go ahead and take the derivative of each side. So we're going to do that implicitly. So the derivative of sine of y would be cosine of y dy dx. And the derivative of 2x would be 2 dx dx. And then if I rewrite this, so cosine of y dy dx equals 2. I'm going to divide by the cosine of y. So we've got dy dx equals 2 over the cosine of y. And as we were learned in example 1, I can replace the cosine of y with the adjacent leg over the hypotenuse in that right triangle. So we've got dy dx equals 2 over the square root of 1 minus let me go back and look at that. It's 1 minus the x squared. But there is a slight catch on this. Because my x value, so it was really what was in here, squared, I have to actually square that. So I would write 4x squared. So that's the long way to do it. Let's now do it by the short way with the formula and a u substitution. So you'll notice that, not u sub, sorry, chain rule. So you'll notice you have an inner function. So let's use that u as our 2x, which means that u prime is equal to 2. And notice I'm not doing implicit because I've only got one variable that I'm going to take the derivative of here. So I'm going to go ahead and replace my function there. So I'm going to write it as y equals. So y equals arcsine of 2x. So y prime equals, actually not y prime yet. Let's rewrite it with our u. So arcsine of u. Now let's take our derivative. So the derivative of the outer function would be, I'm going to go back to this formula we just had. So the derivative of my outer is this. So 1 over, instead of x, I'm going to write u. So 1 over the square root of 1 minus u squared. And then I have to multiply that by the derivative of the inside, which was just 2. And then we're going to spend one line replacing the u. So 1 over, actually I'm going to bring that 2 in the top. So 2 over the square root of 1 minus 2, sorry, not 2, but 4x squared.